I'm so excited to come here and present to everybody and to share something new. You know, this is kind of a market disruptor. It's different. And I know a lot of people have so many questions around anything that's so different. So I was excited to show you and share with you our approach with our AI solution on how we help companies better understand things like employee engagement, better understand turnover risk and burnout. You know, that's huge right now. You know, quick question for everybody, and you don't have to raise your hands if you're not comfortable, but how many people here have ever completed an employee survey? Okay, that's a given. All right, trick question coming up. How many people have ever completed an employee survey 100% of the time and 100% honestly every single time? Wow, you're the unicorn back there. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. So there's a lot going on in the workplace right now, between quiet quitting, between layoffs, mergers and acquisitions. Let's not even talk about what happened with Silicon Valley Bank and that collapse. All that to say that now, because of everything that's happening in the workplace, leaders are realizing we need to change something to improve our workforce. We need to focus more on culture, focus more on our employees, and build a better place to work. So I'm going to let this sit here for just a second so you can absorb the statistics. So employees are the backbone of our organization. Without employees, we don't have businesses. But what we're doing is we're taking and using statistics from employee surveys and actually pivoting our culture based on those findings. But what we're asking is, why are we still using surveys? When you look at the numbers, employees admit they're lying on the surveys. There's also a super low response rate, and really feedback is almost pointless because by the time you gather everything up that you need from those surveys, it's after the fact. And then we're also losing really great employees, those top performers, but we're keeping people that really don't even want to be there. So what that's showing us is the status quo of using surveys really isn't getting the work done anymore. So we have to figure out a different way. So Erudit built a solution that helps businesses build better workplaces, and I'm going to show you quickly how we do that. So it's so important to really understand your people. I'll keep saying it. They are the backbone of your organization. So we want to gather employee sentiment where it's natural, where it's organic. So we're in their environment, which that doesn't live in surveys. So what we do is we connect to your communication platform, whether it's Slack, Microsoft Teams, whatever you use. We kind of just sit right on top of that. But everything is anonymized. I need to stress that because that is so important regarding the privacy of your employees. They need to feel safe. We anonymize everything, and we're only looking for sentiment. So we have our AI trained so it's looking for those contextual insights. So if I say, I am so burnt out, and I used this with Nelson a little bit ago, I am so burnt out, I worked on a project till midnight last night, I'm tired, our AI is going to pick up on this sentiment. Not the conversation, it won't connect it to me, but it's going to say, hey, we have someone at risk for burnout, and we need to see what we can do. So what we're doing is giving you these daily, real-time insights so that you can have a pulse on what your employees are feeling. So, you know, we all know that HR acts on surveys. That's just what we do right now. Surveys is the way things are run. But just imagine a world where you're HR, you're in data analytics, and you come in, and at the touch of your fingertips, you can automatically see exactly what's going on in your workplace. So in this example, we're in engineering, and we go in and we say, oh, autonomy, that's a red flag. They're pretty low. Let's go in there, see what's happening, and let's create a remedy for it. Because how important is it to get unbiased real-time data? Surveys are known to be biased. They're asking you the questions they want to hear the answers to. Whereas this is just real sentiment. Obviously, it's always better to be proactive rather than reactive, right? So on the left, you'll see there's a lot of survey fatigue. People get tired of surveys, and there's so much bias. So what we want to do is we want to transition that mental mode of getting out of surveys and realizing we need to honestly hear how our employees are feeling to keep them happy, to know what we need to pivot on in the workplace, how we need to change that culture. So we take everything away and give you the ability to empower your company to have real-time insights, but then able to put in action plans in real time versus 3 months later after a survey has been done. Because we all know everything happens in the workplace on a daily basis, right? It's not just once a year or whenever surveys are run. So I'm going to get in front of this because I know once I mention AI technology, people are always like, oh, big brother, privacy. So I want to get in front of that because there's always questions and concerns, which is really understandable. But for Erudit, the most important thing for us is that your employees remain anonymous. Privacy is of the utmost importance to us. So what we do is when we anonymize everything, we're also aggregating the data, but we don't store the data. That data is yours. And then we are GDPR and SOC compliant as well. So we're just giving leaders a way to look at what is happening in their culture and know what they need to change in real time, every single day. Because I could run a survey and then somebody on a Friday will fill it out because they're in a great mood, weekend's coming, but Tuesday, run that same survey, you'll get different sentiments if it's filled out. So this slide, I'm so proud of. So we have an incredible team of psychologists and scientists that have trained our AI, and they work on it daily. So we are HR first, and we're tech second. We built this product for 3 years to make sure that it's everything that people would need to get their businesses to a better place. And so one thing I always like to do when I'm talking to potential clients, I know we have to earn trust and we have to prove ourselves. So we always offer a free 90-day look back. So think of it as sort of a health assessment for your company. How are your employees doing? How is the culture looking? Are they truly happy? So we plug in, we give you a 90-day look back, we give you that report, and we plug out. Is that, is that a term? And then we plug back out. So we want to make sure that your company stays empowered. Everybody wants to have a culture that is great, and everybody wants their company to be the best place to work. So with our solution, we help fill in those types of gaps.
All right. Vesna, thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.